Welcome to the UCNJ Libraries tutorial, Where Can I Find Articles on Health Topics? When you're looking for health articles, think databases. The UCNJ Libraries have a suite of databases devoted entirely to health information. In this brief video, we'll show you how to access the health databases. Getting to the databases starts from our home page, and that's the address you see in the upper left-hand corner. Scrolling down, under Library Quick Links, we'll see an entry for databases. Clicking that link brings us to the page that lists all the databases the UCNJ libraries subscribe to. Since that's 87 databases, it can be kind of confusing to know which are the best for health information. To minimize that confusion, we've created a subject drop-down menu, where you'll see broad categories in alphabetical order. Moving down in this list, we're looking to see if there's a health category. And yes, there it is. You'll notice a number 22 after the word health. What that 22 means is that there are 22 different health databases. We'll explore just one database today, but before we do, there's an important point that applies to all the UCNJ databases. And here's that point. If you're off campus, accessing and connecting to any database requires you to log in using your full UCNJ email address and password. And that's because databases are not free resources that live on the internet. These are paid-for subscriptions. Let's use a non-library example to illustrate this point. At home, you may have a subscription to cable TV or to Netflix. You subscribe to them. You pay for them. They are not free. The databases are also subscription resources. They are not free. So in order to get into a database from off-campus, you have to be authenticated or recognized as part of UCNJ. And by entering your username and password, you are recognized as a member of the college. That means anyone not currently a student or working for UCNJ can access our subscription resources. Because this video was created from on campus, no login was necessary. All right, let's take it step by step. We're at the Health Databases page, and let's select Alt Health Watch. Now we see that there are 22 databases, as we saw before, that number 22 for health. Let's just take a look at the first one. By clicking the link to Alt Health Watch, it gets us right into the database itself and places us on the basic search screen. But actually, we're going to go to Advanced Search, and the reason is advanced searching actually makes searching easier and more productive. In advanced searching, you can customize your search before you press send, and by customizing, you're going to set limiters. Setting limiters enables you to retrieve more of the kinds of articles or results that you want. Let's consider one limiter that's very helpful when looking for health information. Time frame, or how old or new an article is very important. So the limiter we'll set for this is date range. So here we see the publication date. And for the health research topics, the general rule is you don't want articles older than 5 years. So 5 years ago is 2019. So the start year is going to be 2019, and we'll just enter that. So we see that 2019 is right here. And the end year is going to be 5 years from them. So 2019 plus 5 is this year, 2024. You'll notice that we didn't do anything about the month category, and you don't have to do that. That's fine. Leave the month blank, just enter the years. All right, now let's return to the top of the screen where we're going to enter our search terms. Let's say we're looking for information on relaxation techniques. So let's just type those search terms in, relaxation techniques. All right, now we've entered our search term, and we're looking for this, let's say, because college can be stressful, life can be stressful. So let's see what kind of information is available on that topic. All right, now our search terms are entered, and we set a date range for 5 years, that 5-year span. Let's click search. Okay, so now we see that we've retrieved 137 results. That's not a huge number of results, but we can make it even a bit more manageable by further customizing. And the other limiter that we're going to set is this full text limiter on the left-hand side of the page. And what that means is that we're going to be retrieving only those articles that are going to be the full article, not just the citation. So we'll see that we've reduced the number from 137 to 124. So it's a tiny bit, but it is a reduction. It's important to know that it's difficult to determine whether an article is going to be useful just by looking at the title. So you'll want to click on a link to the title to go into the citation, because what you want to do is to evaluate how useful this article is going to be for your purposes. Now, we know the article is going to be full text because we set that limiter, and we know it's going to be within our date range because we set that limiter. But we want to evaluate and assess whether or not this article is very helpful for our purposes. So we'll click on the link. What we see, and this is part of your evaluation, the title of the article, which is right at the top, the author of the article, the source or the journal or the magazine or the newspaper, whatever it is that this source appeared in, this article appeared in. We know it's within our date range because we set that date range. We see that it's definitely within that 5-year span because it's 2023. We also see that it's 4 pages long. And we also see something over here called subjects. The subjects field is very helpful because what that's going to do is show you the major subjects that the article is going to deal with. And if we look through that list, we see that relaxation techniques is a major subject within this article. What I also want to point out is that there's an abstract field. Many of you will be familiar with abstracts, but if you're not familiar with it, what an abstract does is summarize what the whole article is going to be about. So basically, an abstract is a researcher's friend. Now, that does not mean that you don't have to read the article, but what it does do is give you increased confidence and the authority to say, yes, based on this summary, I believe that this article will be useful for my purposes, or no, I'm going to continue to look through other results because based on what I saw in the abstract, in the major subjects, I'm concluding that this may not be the best article for my purposes. But let's say we like it. So we're going to go over where it says full text, and anytime there's a PDF full text, we recommend that you take that PDF version. So let's click on that, and it's going to load the full article, the full text of the article. All right, so now here's the article, and it will continue. Now, you can read the article online, but it's also possible to print and email articles. In both cases, you're able to select your citation style, and as you know, your professors frequently tell you, and it's right to do that you need to cite your sources. Let's say we're emailing it to ourselves. So if we come over here, we'll see a little envelope for mail. If we click on that, it brings up another screen. And what you would do is put in your email address and your whole email address right in this email section. And then over here where it says citation format, you're going to select the one that you're using. In this case, we're going to say we're using APA citation, and we're going to, having entered our email address, we're all ready to go, and we would just click send, and the article will be sent to our email. Now, what I recommend is that when you're emailing articles to yourself, always have your email open also, because you want to make sure that the article gets to you. There are occasions where, as we know with technology, things can go a little haywire. So, because you're devoting time to your research and sending articles and sources, just open your email and make sure that they're getting there. And the other thing is, if you don't see it, just check your junk or your spam folder. Now, the thing about citation is it's great that they generate the citation to this article for you, but the problem is that sometimes the databases generate them incorrectly. What you're going to want to do is go to the library homepage, because the library homepage and the UCNJ libraries offer a citation help page. And if you go to the citation help page, all you'll need to do is look up whatever citation style you're using, and in this case, we said we're using APA format, and you can look through these resources for APA citation style, look up an example for the kind of source that you used, and compare your citation that the database generated, and just compare it to one of these. It may be perfectly okay and all correct, but it may not be. So because your name's going to be on this paper, you want to make sure that it's correct. Now, we'll end the tutorial here, but we want you to know that if you need any additional help regarding finding health information or any topic that you're working on, we're here for you. Come and meet with us at home in our home libraries, and home libraries are on the Cranford campus, the Elizabeth campus, and on the Plainfield campus. Additionally, we have a chat service, and you're welcome to use the chat service actually 24/7. When the libraries are open, when you use chat, you will be immediately connected in a live session to a librarian. But if you contact us after hours when the library is closed, you can still use this. But when you leave your question, be sure to leave your email address also, so that we have a way to get back in touch with you. Finally, you can also call us. The numbers for each of the locations is here. And the last way to contact us is through email. We'll be happy to respond to email as well. Any of these options will reach us, and we'll get back to you. Thank you for watching this video, and have a great semester.